are you? Good morning. You have told us time and time again how much you love to shop with Shai. It's one of our most popular segments here on Home Day. So today we have a design shopping trip with a bit of a twist.
I got some great photos from a Cityline viewer who wants to go shopping with me. Problem is, she's in Calgary and I'm in Toronto. But I have the solution. Through the power of internet, I have brought Jessica from Calgary. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Shai.
To EQ3 in Toronto because, Jessica, they have a great EQ3 store in Calgary. So anything we see here, you'll be able to see in person.
Great.
The first thing is Jessica's husband, Justin, has his sectional sofa that he's absolutely in love with.
Yes, he does. He loves taking naps on it. He thinks it's the most comfortable thing ever.
Really important. So I think it's a little bit disproportionate in terms of scale, and I've chosen a different one for you that I think is a lot more scale appropriate.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
All right, so Jessica, the second challenge that we had was really your dining table. It was quite large for the space, I felt, visually. So I had an idea. We can definitely do something the same size, just a better scale and feel. So what do you think about this guy here?
Oh, it's beautiful.
So what I like best about this is the base, because the base is nice and airy, as you can see, so it has a lot less visual weight, doesn't feel quite as heavy.
That's great. I've never thought of the base before.
So you're going to need some additional items, accessories, rug perhaps, some smaller items, but I definitely think you need 2 chairs to really define your living area.
I think they're great. I think Justin will really like them.
I'm going to do the tush test for you, so give me one second. Oh yeah. Yeah, these are good. So I'm going to continue shopping, get some stuff together, ship it back to the studio and set it up, and Jessica, EQ3 is going to send you a $500 gift card towards your purchases in Calgary.
Oh, thank you. That's great.
You're very welcome.
And we brought him in live at Shai DeLuca-Tamasi.
Good morning.
That was so cool.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of
I
fun.
guarantee you're going to see more and more people in stores doing this sort of thing. What do you think of this dress? What do you think of this sofa?
I'm telling you, people were walking around the store, they were like, what is that crazy person doing? Why is he talking to himself? Yeah, it was great though.
So cool that you could get out west though. We're sending you all across the country now that we know this works.
Coast to coast to
yes.
coast. Yeah.
So Jessica really liked a lot of your suggestions, and we brought some of the answers to her problems here in this set.
Right.
So we can talk a little bit about what your advice was for her.
You got it. So, you know, the thing is it's interesting. She's in Calgary. We think sometimes about Alberta and we think, oh, big, huge homes. But really the condo market is a huge market out there as well. So the same challenges we see here in Toronto, we're really seeing across the country. Okay. The first thing is I did mention in the tape that the dining table was a little bit too heavy visually. It had a very heavy visual weight to it. So instead we chose this beautiful marble top dining table.
Nice.
It is stunning. But what I like about this is that the overall scale to it is a lot less visually impeding.
It's thin. It's a thin slab of marble.
It's a thin slab of marble, but it has a visual weight to it.
Yeah.
The thing about it is like I mentioned, if you look at the base is nice and airy, so it doesn't have very thick legs. It has a nice open feel, and when you're dealing with a small space, one of the things that Jessica really was concerned about was that she would have enough room for her dining and entertaining.
Right.
So we still needed to do a larger table. It's all about the scale and the proportion versus the actual size of the piece.
Very cool.
The dining chairs here, if you notice, we've actually done different dining chairs on that side. These are swivel. So Tracy, if you turn them around, they swivel, which is really important in an open concept space, because what that's going to do, it's going to allow for additional seating in the living room when we get there. Right? She had that one wall that was kind of open and had nothing on it, and I thought, what a great idea to be able to do a bookcase there, use it for display for dishes, but she could also use it for things that she's using in the living room as well. So it has that kind of tie-in as well.
Be very neat and tidy, Jessica.
Very neat and tidy. I'm coming over and looking.
They will be judging. They will look at what's happening. Okay, now this wall we couldn't show on camera, so we have a picture of how this wall looked.
Right. So she has artwork. She had artwork on that wall, and she had a bench. A great piece of artwork. It was just not to scale.
Right.
So what I recommended that she did was a little bit of a larger bench, a little bit of a bigger piece of artwork there, and it's just going to fill in the space. It's going to balance this wall really nicely.
So many of us make that mistake, right, when it comes to scale.
Yes.
We do things small when really you should be doing it a lot bigger. I guess you have to be a little bit braver about it.
Who says size doesn't matter?
That's right. Size matters, everybody. So now we're in her living space.
Yes. Okay. So the living space, she had a great sectional. Her husband was all about keeping the sectional, as most husbands are. It was big, it was comfortable, but the scale and the proportion to the rest of the space was again wrong.
Right.
So me and Jessica had a little conversation where her husband wasn't home, and And we both agreed that she needed something which was more scale appropriate.
Right?
Exactly, the scale was smaller. So I really like this sectional from EQ3. This actually pulls away. So you can get as many as these pieces as you need, or if you only do need the one, and she only really needed the one in the space. But what's great about this is that it's modular. She can move it around. So depending on who she's entertaining, what she's doing at that point, and what type of seating she needs in the space, this is a great option for that.
That is very smart. Something to think about as well. You want those moving pieces if you've got not a lot of space.
Yeah, smaller spaces. It's all about the modular furniture. It's all about what you can do. The more multifunction you can have in a piece, the better. We wanted to define the space as well. And in smaller spaces, sometimes people have a little bit of a challenge defining a space because they feel like, well, there's a big table, here's my big sectional. I don't really need that definition in between. But you really do. You really want your living space to feel like your living space, and you want your dining space to feel like your dining space. So again, EQ3 had these awesome Herman Miller chairs. They're low enough that they're not impeding.
Yes.
But they're so comfortable. I sat down in them. When I was on the phone with, or on FaceTime with her, she really was a little bit concerned, I guess, because her husband was so tall. I'm 6 foot, almost 6'1". I sat down in them, super comfortable. So the thing is, and I always recommend to clients, people at home, when you're choosing pieces, don't choose only based on photos. Don't choose only what you see in an image. Go out and try it.
You have to.
You have to try it. You have to do the tush test.
That's right.
You have to do the tush test.
If your tush doesn't like it, you should not buy it.
Right.
And if your tush is happy, get it.
Get it. Get it.
Keep
It's all
your
about
tush happy.
It's all about the tush. And then finally, Tracy, just the one really important tie-in between everything. When we're doing an open concept, and we talk about this all the time, there should be some sort of cohesive tie-in in terms of color. Color, material, something. So here we've done kind of this terracotta rug with these beautiful Marimekko pillows. And some of the books that we did in the dining area in the beginning also have that tie-in. But there should be a cohesive story between the two.
You also, this wall again is not shown. So that is the wall where the TV is?
Correct. So she has a TV on, there is a wall here. It's a smaller wall. So she can mount the TV, and we spoke about doing something below to hide all of her cords and, and get all that out of the way.